Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well guys, I had a little bit of a ordeal, and this video is a lot later than I intended it to be. I had some health problems, and I want to thank everybody for their prayers, and I want to also thank all the new subscribers. I haven't put any new videos out, and we still picked up some new friends. So I want to thank you guys for that. But I'm a little excited, fellas. The 460 stuff's going to be coming along thanks to my son, because we're going to do some unboxing. I'm going to show you guys what my Christmas presents are. A lot of stuff I needed, fellas, for the 460, so we're definitely going to get on the way with the big block stuff now. And I need to be able to have the time to finish the cylinder heads up, and a lot of cleanup, the block, and I'll be doing a segment on that. I want you guys to come along for that build, and hopefully if we can get this thing together pretty quick, we'll see some times out of it down the track. But anyway guys, one of the things he got me, my son, is a milling oil pump. That's my favorite brand. And he got me a new pickup. And he goes, well, you always buy them new. I'm like, no, I don't. I just clean them out real well. And one of the things I do, and some guys would say that's not good to do, I cut them back. Because what happens is if you let this go, Ford makes this where it holds some oil up in there. That's the concept behind it. But what happens, these get all packed full of gasket material over time. So that's one of the tricks I do with that. And even though this is new, guys, you always want to blow through. You always want to check for casting. Anything, just because it's new and shiny, fellas, don't never let that fool you. Always take the time to check all that stuff out. Because even inside here, it could have something and you wouldn't know it. So always shake it, blow it out with air, or any method you use to clean something out. So then, one of the main things my son got me, used, believe it or not, is used lifters. And oh, hang on there, guys. A used camshaft, fellas. But it's the cam I would have picked out back in the day. He tried to get me the same parts that I would have had back 30 years ago if I'd have finished it and put the cam in it and stuff that I wanted. And the reason he bought it used is because of all the problems people are having with lifters. This has already been broken, so I'm hoping that there's no surprises with the cam having any weight loops or anything, because I haven't mic'd it or anything. So I'm hoping that will be okay. But he told me if there's a problem with it, he didn't pay that much for it, so that's a good thing. And then a new flex plate. Nothing fancy, but it's new. And this one here, I believe you can use it internally balanced or externally balanced, I believe. I think it has weights that you can put on it. But guys, if you don't buy one that's for either external or internally balanced, make sure that you buy the right one, because if you put it together and have the wrong flex plate, it won't be good for very long. And you think you get a big vibration and feel that a lot, and sometimes you don't. And then I'll move on to this. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this with one hand, like always. Got me the cloys chain. Tiny chain here. And that's what I would pick. And it has the multiple adjustments on it for advance and retard, of course. And so that's a good thing. I didn't have to settle for less there because he bought the brand that I want, the cloys. And then, same deal, fellas. Hang on. Sorry about that. New balancer. And that's the brand he went with. So, same deal. You gotta make sure that it's the correct balancer. So I'll have to double check all this stuff to make sure I don't have any surprises. And then he got me these motor mounts, which I could have just took the stock motor mounts and make them work, cross-draw them and everything. But these are a nice mount. They're light, very compact. The last time I put an engine in, a 65 Ford, the 429 engine, my friend actually did it. And he said, we're going to have to figure something out with the motor mounts. And I said, well, that's not a big deal. So I go over to the house, and he says, hey, I got the motor in your truck. I go, yeah, I made the mounts. He goes, actually, I bought new mounts and I made them fit. And the truck had a 352 in it, FE engine. And I said, oh, what'd you get? What motor mounts? He said, I got them for 428. And I cross-drilled them. I said, that's the same mount that's on that 352. He goes, it is? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, okay, well, at least you got new mounts. So he spent money thinking he was doing something for me. That was a favor, basically. And then found out that all it did is cost us more money for that. And here's a big relief, fellas. He got me the headers. They're the Headmans. And I'll be doing another segment on these. I had these out of the box already. And it's just like I said, fellas, on one of my segments I told you about how you want to check them for a cleanup. The casting. I don't know if I can get one out and show you or not. Even though they're brand new, they're a little banged up, as always. But they'll be more banged up than that, I'm sure. But I don't know if I can get this to show up, guys. But I wanted to show you fellas what I was talking about. I don't know if you can see or not, the casting up around the flange area. And this has to be all ground back in here. So I'll be doing some grinding on these. And I'll probably do a segment on it to show you guys what I mean, because really I don't know if it will show up on camera here. But it's just one of them deals, something that's important to me. Some guy'd be like, that's not hardly worth doing. But I think everything's worth doing. And then this here, guys, just a gasket kit. He did get a whole kit with everything in it. And the only thing I don't know if I like is the head gasket kit that came with it, because I think it's the thicker gaskets and I'd rather have the thinner gaskets. And then got me this. Brand new carburetor, 850. So that's a nice relief. So I don't have to worry about putting one of our old carburetors together. And trying to make something work that's been laying around for 10 years out there. So I have a nice new carburetor. And I don't know if I said it was an 850 or not, guys. I'm kind of losing my thinking here for a second. But when you go from a 750 to an 850 on a 460, on the higher compression ones, it's usually 50 horsepower. And I never believed that, but I actually tested that on the track. And that was in a book I found back in the day. And that actually works out to be exactly what they said in that book. But there we go, guys. We're on our way. We have a lot of good stuff here. And now it's just a matter of time of getting things situated and in order. And then we'll be putting this all together. So I'm hoping you guys will enjoy the 460 build that I'll be doing. And it should be fun. I want it to be fun. I got too carried away with putting some serious times out there with it and took the fun out of it. And I had to bring myself back to reality here and thinking, you know, this is a truck, it's supposed to be for fun. And if it doesn't turn the number I want it to turn, so be it. I have everything I wanted for Christmas. And it's a big deal to me, guys. For my son to spend this kind of money, a brand new carburetor, $850. You guys know what this stuff costs, the mounts. I actually get caught up in this, and it gets me thinking, to know that somebody cares that much about you to buy all this stuff when they got their own cars they're trying to build. So that's a good thing. But anyway, we'll be on our way with this. And we'll see how fast we wind up going with it. It's going to be some videos down the track with it since we get it together. But you guys know how it comes when putting something together. There's other stuff I'm going to be sure that we forgot that I need. And the weather's been terrible here. Hard to think about racing anything when it's 17 degrees. So that's another factor. But once again, I want to thank you guys for hanging in there with me. And I appreciate it. And I just hope this was a little bit of knowledge for you guys about the 460 as far as not forgetting to put the right balancer on and flywheel. The reason I mention that, guys, so much is because I forget lately. Things that I would never forget. That would be a natural way of thinking, building something. Sometimes you can forget. Half the times back in the day, the guys would put a 400 Chevy together and they would blow the motor up and blame the 400 and said they were junk. And hear it because they'd have the wrong flywheel off a 350 on it. And there are things I bring up in my segments because there are people that are going to not know and not think about things like that. Most of the guys are very knowledgeable. They already know these things. But I always try to say things to stop somebody from making a big mistake. There's nothing more heart-wrenching than to put the wrong balancer on and blow a motor up because you didn't know or didn't think about it. And sometimes you would have no idea that that motor would be balanced externally or internally. So that's why I try to prevent people from having hard times with this stuff. But anyway, fellas, thanks again for checking the channel out. And I'm recouping, so I'll be trying to do more segments. And believe me, guys, I have a lot to do. This set me so far behind with my health. And I'm just glad I'm up and around now. So I missed work for 3 weeks, I guess, almost. I didn't count the days, but well, before Christmas until 2 days ago. So do the math, fellas. But thank you very much, guys, once more. And hopefully we're going to have a little bit of fun with this stuff, guys. All right, take care, fellas. Have a good night.